Scientific studies have shown that sleeping in a room that has a Himalayan salt lamp has the same health benefits as sleeping in a room that does not have a Himalayan salt lamp. Crazy, right? All jokes aside, Pink Himalayan Salt has exploded in popularity and price recently. Let's find out why. Since the late 2000s, Himalayan pink salt has really taken off. Not only is it used on kitchen tables around the world, but it's also been transformed into things like lamps and highly questionable looking thingamabobs. This kind of salt is far from your regular table salt. It's mined deep within the Kura salt mines of Pakistan, which is the second largest salt mine globally. I guess size does matter after all. Here's how it all goes down. Like in Minecraft, mining requires you to go deep down into dark caves. Once down there, salt miners like this guy, and maybe even this guy, use explosives to break apart pieces of the mountain and then haul out these massive blocks of salt. The site where these ancient seabeds crystallized into salt about 600 million years ago was famously discovered, according to legend, by Alexander the Great's horse, which stopped to lick the salt. But keeping things all the way real, I don't buy that story. Not one bit. Anyway, the British really ramped up mining efforts in the 1870s when they controlled the area. Shout out to Britain, I guess. But it wasn't until recently that pink salt became something more than just a mineral to mine. Now, the Kura mine is a popular tourist spot and still a bustling mine producing most of the world's supply of pink salt. So now I know who to thank for my high blood pressure. Here's what a typical day looks like at the mine. It starts at the train station at the mine's entrance. Miners hop on a train that thrusts them deep into the mountain's guts. That's what she said, where it's a constant 64 degrees Fahrenheit. They work in tunnels stretching over 25 miles underground, using tools that have barely changed in over a century, like pickaxes and hand drills. It's tough work. Miners spend about 8 hours a day underground, not to mention the whippings that may or may not be happening at this very moment. Comment whippings down below to let me know you've made it this far. Now back to it. Despite the heavy labor, only half of the mountain's salt is actually mined to maintain the mine's structural integrity. This prevents the tunnels from collapsing on their heads. Probably a good idea, right? Each day the miners extract more than 1,000 tons of salt, which is roughly equivalent to the weight of 157 elephants. Or just one me after Thanksgiving dinner. After mining, the focus shifts to sorting the salt blocks. The most kawaii looking pieces are picked up from manufacturing products that end up all over the world. These blocks are loaded onto trucks by either cranes or by hand and then shipped off across Pakistan and beyond. Historically, Pakistan didn't process much of this salt itself. A lot of it was sent to India, where it was processed, repackaged, and sold at prices higher than Donald Trump's hairline. This didn't sit well with Pakistan, as they saw little of the profits. After a social media campaign went viral in 2009, the Pakistani government stopped all salt exports to India, aiming to keep more of the profits within the country. Now, let's talk about what happens to the salt once it's out of the ground. Companies like Himalayan Decor International and RM Salt Pakistan turn these raw blocks into the products you see on every single page of Etsy.com. In our boy Muhammad's factory, the CEO of Himalayan Decor International, they make over 200 different items from the salt, which undergo painstakingly precise quality checks. And by quality checks, it's literally just 3 dudes staring at a pink rock. Over in Karachi, Pakistan, the company RM Salt grinds the blocks down into smaller grains for table salt. They manage to package thousands of these pink salt pouches every hour. Despite modern advances, workers still face tough conditions, particularly at the grinders where the air can get dusty as hell, although water systems help keep the dust down. It's important to note that while the export and manufacture of pink